Hi everybody. Once again, it's a horrible, wet, rainy Monday. And I have been asked by somebody, would I mind putting the date at the beginning of my videos? Well, I will if I remember. I think it's the 27th of February, but I'm not 100% sure. Days have no meaning to me. Now I've been retired. Unless I've got an appointment for something or other, which I've got one tomorrow. But I'll probably tell you about that later. Usually you can go by the date that they're published. I don't stockpile videos and put them out at, times when I'm not here or anything like that. If it's got a date on it, you can guarantee that's probably the day, well, 99.999%, it will be the day that I videoed it. Sorry about the mint, I've got a minto. I was all ready to go to the post office and I went out to the dustbin and it was raining so hard I thought, it's not going to happen. I am not going out unless I have to in this horrible rain. So I have to go out tomorrow at some stage, so when I come back in, if I'm, damp or whatever when I come back in, I'm just going to go to the post office then. Might as well be damp on one day, not two. What am I doing at the moment? Well, I've been sort of trying my best to sort out some of the stash room. I've got nowhere to put it yet. My son's been really, really busy. He's been moving his stepdaughter last weekend. She's moving house and stuff. And this weekend coming, he's got something planned. So it's not going to be started then. And it's not going to be started anyway when he comes because he's got to measure up. And then we've got to price up and get the materials and stuff like that. So that will probably be one weekend's worth of job, and then it'll be when he starts it. So what I've been doing though is pulling some of the bags out of the stash room and putting them into what will be the craft room. I know he's going to get annoyed with me if I've done that, but when he comes to start I will move them. It's just that it was so cramped in there, as you saw, I couldn't see anything. Anyway, while I was in there, I was rummaging. I've got sort of lots of these fancy yarns and stuff that I got from ice and things like that. So I looked up all the ones that were sort of purpley. It's not for me, don't worry. Even though it's purple, I shall be giving this up. It's not finished because you can see it's got like a zillion ends on it. I'm just doing a basic. I'm probably showing you the one with a knot, so yeah, I am. It wouldn't be me, would it, if I didn't show you the wrong side first. I'm making a granny square. Not a granny square, granny triangle. This is how I do it. I love the idea of using different textures and different shades. And I was trying to explain to Shawl, when she got these balls of different things, and I'm saying, well, use it as a, something like this, and she hadn't really thought about it. I must admit I got this idea from Jen Cherry, which is XERRI. She's also Star Lily Creations on, what's it, Ravel? Not Ravel, Etsy. So, yeah. She does a lot of those black, where am I thinking today? I haven't got a brain today. She does a lot of those circular jackets in different textures and everything, and they look fabulous. And she does a lot of neck warmers with fringing on them and everything. She's just so, well, what I would like to be, but I'm not. But she does give me inspiration. Anyway, that's what I was doing. Right, I did manage to go shopping the other day, food shopping. My niece was going to take me, as you know, but unfortunately she got a cyst. Oops. Well, she's had this cyst for a while, but it suddenly started to bother her. So she had to go to the hospital and spent most of Saturday having this thing taken out of her chest area somewhere. It was the size of a golf ball, believe it or not. She's following in my footsteps, that girl, because I've still got a hole, well, a little hole, from when I had my a cyst taken off my chest area when I was about 15. She follows me everywhere. I just hope she doesn't follow me with osteoarthritis. Oh, that reminds me, and all, I've got a letter. I've got to ring up to make an appointment to see the pain management clinic. But they're not sending me to the hospital that I normally go to. I've got a choice of 4. And only one of them I've been to before. So I'm just hoping that they can actually see, you know, each other's hospital reports type of thing on. Now it's all computerised. So they know at least where they're supposed to be putting the injection. The mind boggles, you know. Never mind. Anyway, while I was food shopping, I bought 3 crochet magazines. And the first one I got was the Inside Crochet. Got to tilt it downwards, I've been told. Inside Crochet. And that came with a free package of amigurumi goodies. I'm not going to open it because I don't amigurumi, as you know. It's supposed to have a stuffing tool, whatever that is. Stitch markers, 9 pairs of safety eyes in assorted colours and sizes, 2 safety noses, and 2 pink noses. 2 black noses and 2 pink noses. Anyway, they're in there, and I'm not opening it because it's all sealed up. That will be going to somebody who does amigurumis, because it won't be me. Anyway, this is the Inside Crochet, and it says it's spring feeling. They don't put any dates on these things, they just give you issues. And it's that teeny weeny. I don't think I could even see it with my glasses on. And of course my glasses are over there. I think it's 87 anyway, but that's the front cover. It's got quite a lot of amigurumis in it, which is a bit upsetting. For me, anyway. Of course not for anybody who likes amigurumis, it's probably fine for them. So I'll go through the pages of whatever it is and what have we got. Some thingy-majiggles. Right. Quite like that little bolero. It's called Simply Chic Crochet, the book's called. Sold it downwards. And but the thing is, I think the rest of it doesn't have anything I want to crochet with, so I'm getting a bit more choosy with what I want to crochet. Now I thought that was a bag, but it's actually a rainbow crochet doorstop. I suppose you could make it into a bag if you felt so inclined. This is called Spring Style. It's just a very mundane looking cowl. Sorry, Inside Crochet, but it's not very inspiring, that. That's a plain top, which is fair enough if you've got some nice yarn, isn't it? And then this is like a very long waistcoat, which looks a bit small to me, but then that's just me. Because I wouldn't wear it like wide open at the front with a belt around it. But that's me, not everybody else. And I'm not keen on that one because it looks a bit baggy. I quite like the style of it. But maybe it's just a too small model that's wearing a too big sweater. And that is a very lovely picture. But you have to look hard to find out what it actually is. It's actually a necklace. That's another scarf. I mean, forgive me, but scarves done like that, I always think you've run out of yarn. So you're spreading it out by using a different colour. I mean, that's a nice bag. Done in a very nice sort of shadow check effect, but I kind of wouldn't do it for me. And that's a shawl, which looks lovely, but it's a bit teeny weeny, but it's a nice looking shawl. Again, that wouldn't be a problem, would it, to make it bigger? There's an article here about unusual fabrics. I've always wondered about that one, the paper one, or the raffia one. Because when I was a kid, we used to make lampshades out of raffia, you know, winding it round a frame. There was one sugar. I mean, I've heard of wire, but usually in the context of making crochet bracelets. Oh, would you believe the sun is actually trying to come out now? I'm not being fooled though. I'm not going out. If you can hear any background noise again, I've just put the washing machine on, which is a bit of a stupid thing to do because I've got one of the noisiest washers in the UK. Right, that one's Animal Magic. That's I think it's a giraffe. Well, one time it was all unicorns, now it all seems to be all giraffes. And then we've got some coasters. I'm not keen on fabric coasters, I'd rather have the cork ones, absorb the heat. And that's a blanket, and that's a very chunky cardigan, which I don't mind apart from the collar, it looks a bit floppity. I'm not having a lot to say about this book really, am I? I think that we're looking at the picture for that little bear. I mean, these are cute, these little ladies or whatever they are. Flowers, I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. So the baby sweater's quite nice. Although I don't really make baby sweaters anymore. I've got a few on my Etsy that I've reduced because I don't know why, I just don't seem to sell them, so I've decided not to do them anymore. There'll still be cot blankets and things like that, but the baby matinees and things, they're not going to be there. There's one there, I think it's Ephraim, who likes owls. And there's a hat at the bottom. I think that's about it for this book. The rest of it is just your patterns and how to do things. I don't think there's anything at the back. Oh, they're called the calendar girls, those little dolly things. They're quite sweet. That's probably what you use the eyes and the noses for. Eyes. Eyes that sees you. Those are the new patterns from, oops, sorry about that, from Stylecraft. But they're not in the magazine, you have to buy those. But there's quite a couple I like, but they're not that different that I wouldn't be able to work them out, you know, by using a stitch dictionary. I do that a lot actually. I find a basic pattern, then I use a stitch dictionary and I just change the stitch on the pattern. This is why I'm very bad at telling you what I'm actually doing. Right, the next thing we had was it this one or that one that had? No, I think it was this one that had the eyes. Was it? Was it that one who had the eyes? I can't remember. One of them had eyes again. It's got 10 pairs of eyes, 5 pairs of rosy cheeks and 10 noses. Again, that'll be going to whoever gets it for amigurumis. I think that it came with this Crochet Now book, but I'm not 100% sure. So you have to forgive me, because I bought 3 magazines. Those are nice patterns as well. Again, they're to buy. They're country style, Serdars country style. Some nice patterns there. I haven't actually seen those for sale anywhere yet. They haven't hit eBay yet. This is the problem when you don't have a local yarn shop. I've got to order everything online, and of course I pay postage. And if you're not lucky, you don't get postage amalgamated kind of thing, or whatever you call it. You know, for, say, pay the postage and get the 4 patterns, which I wouldn't mind. But if you happen to have to get them from different places, you're paying 4 lots of postage and 4 lots of patterns, which means that the patterns turn out almost as expensive as buying a book. Right, that one is a cowl, but it's in this new, I've not seen it actually, this luminous wool, is it called? Glow in the dark or something. Be handy if you were a cyclist or something like that, or you did, you know, your son or daughter had a paper round, you know, went out quite early in the morning when it's dark. My son used to wear one of those reflective vests. He didn't want to, but I made him. Yeah, I think must have come with this book, because this is called Easter Parade. And it seems to have got the little plastic cheeks, doesn't it, and the eyes and the nose. So the amigurumis must have come with this magazine. Yeah, that looks a bit scary, doesn't it? I think it's a scary monster. Don't think I'd want to give a baby one of those. Scare it to death. That's quite cute. It's a bunny hat. They show it in blue and in pink. I still have to get around to making hats for charity or other. That I really don't like because it's too open work for me. It's called the Equinox shawl. I waft about in my shawls during the day, during the evening, and I get hooked up on my door handles, because my door handles are not round, because I can't turn round ones. They're the handles like that, yeah. I have terrible trouble with anything that's a round shape because my hands don't grip. This is that Toft talk. Somebody asked me what Toft meant, and to be quite honest, I'm not really sure. Except that it's a company and they design mostly amigurumis. But I don't know why they're called Toft. I don't know. Somebody might enlighten me. Summer Spring Solstice blanket. Again, it's another roly-oly one that you wouldn't want on your bed because you get your fingers stuck in it. Perhaps it's just for decoration. My Life in Colour. That's again just colourful beasts. Again, you're back on Amigurumi. I think the whole world must be making toys except me. And that's a snuggle bunny. I mean, I would actually give the magazine away, except there's quite a few things in it that I do like. Most things that I don't. But you can't really start tearing things out, can you? That's a cropped cardigan. It's very plain and I'm not really keen on it. I've seen much nicer ones. And I don't think I'd want pom-poms around the bottom of me. Now that's quite intriguing. I would like to learn how to do that, or practice how to do that. Doing cross stitch on your crochet. I've done the duplicate stitching on knitting before in the past. I used to knit jumpers with all kinds of animals and flowers and things on them. And if there were just like one stitches of colour here, there and everywhere, I used to miss them off in the knitting and then do duplicate stitching. It's a bit thick if you're doing duplicate stitching over a whole thing. But if you're doing something with a stem and it's only got one stitch and it's wandering like that all over the place, it's far easier just to put it on afterwards. Same with little, you know, eyes and little details. I never used to do those, knit them in. People used to say, how don't you knit very quickly with these, you know, intarsi I think they're called. And I thought, well, it's because I don't do all the details, I just put them in afterwards. Now these are pretty, I do like those. Again, we're on the cross stitch onto the mittens. Yeah, well, I should have said to you, this is just, it's Crochet Now. Oh gosh, here we go again. Issue 12, I think. Now, I mean, I would only wear that for a laugh, really. It reminds me of Morris dancers. If in the US you know what Morris dancers are. It's a traditional, like, dancing team that's been going around for centuries. It's usually the men who dance. And they have bells on their clogs and things like that. And they dance with tassels and everything. It's very traditional. If you look up Morris dancing on the interweb, on your Google or whatever, you'll find out what it is. That's a glasses case. Done in granny squares. We're going granny square crazy, aren't we, at the moment? And that's a Wolfy hoodie. It's very, very chunky yarn. And it's got little ears on it. I can never crochet with that bobbly yarn. I managed to do like a row, you know, like on the shawl. I managed to do that, but after a row. And I have to be so careful. Otherwise, sometimes when I've finished, I go like that and it goes in a hole because I've not caught the stitch properly, and it's just, I have to keep tugging it when I'm going along to make sure I've caught every stitch. Now the West Yorkshire Spinners, I find their wool a bit itchy, but I do like that pattern of the shawl. Mind you, I do find most wool's itchy, so if I'm honest, I'm just one of those twitchy beings, you know. People say, oh, you have to try merino, it's super soft. Oh, you have to try whatever, cashmere, it's super, super soft. I itch. I'm sorry, if it comes off an animal, I itch. This is the Bohemian Diamond Stole. And in any case, these days, I mean, the days of nasty acrylics are gone, aren't they? You can still get nasty acrylic if you go and have a look for it. But acrylic today is so lovely and soft and wonderful, you know. I prefer to use that, or cotton. I like using cotton as well. And I do like the James C. Brett cotton on. I do love that yarn. It's not the cheapest yarn in the world, but I do find it's very, very... washes beautiful. Absolutely washes beautiful. This is a yarn taste. I suppose it's if you get those mini skeins, isn't it? That's what you need to make with it, a headband. I've got some beautiful skeins of sock yarn that are wool upstairs in the stash room, but they won't get used for socks. I don't know what they'll get used for. Probably gifts for family or stuff if I make them a shawl or a scarf, because the rest of the family's not itchy twitchy, it's just me. Oh, this one is talking about, you know, courses that you can go on, or weekends, is it, or something? It's in the UK. Yeah, based in North Street in Morecambe. And they're talking about these courses. I mean, we still would keep saying we would love to go on just a retreat, you know. Not a course, not a tuition, not tutorials, not anything. Just a little crochet retreat. Just a few of us just like to go on one. Talk crochet all weekend. Very boring for everybody else, but if you're a crocheter it wouldn't be. That's just showing different yarns again. Serda Toscana, which is that one. That one's Erica Knight's Gossy Plum Cotton. That's that one. And then that one's Debbie Bliss Sita. I should get my glasses, but they're right over there. And in any case, the screw's falling out of them. So I tried to mend them with a bit of wire, but they sort of have this like slant now to them, so I still can't see because I'm like looking sideways. That one's Let's Talk Shop. That's talking about stash. They're in the UK, of course, but I don't know where. Oh, Bradford, West Yorkshire. That's a bohus jacquard rug. I have done jacquard in crocheting, but I had to be so careful not to pull it too tightly. And that's the Folk Garden cardigan. It's of course Noro silk, which looks divine but feels like barbed wire. I don't know whether it's softened up when you've used it, but whenever I felt it, it felt like barbed wire. And that's the deep chevron baby blanket. I think we'll get to the end of this one now. Oh, the Very Berry blanket. You know my feelings about blankets. I might do a cot blanket, but that's about it. Oh, and there's a thing about how to read a pattern, which surprisingly a lot of people do struggle with. I sort of grew up reading a pattern, if you know what I'm saying. So when I learned to crochet, there was no internet, never mind about no YouTube. And I think if you've been crocheting using visual aids like YouTube, you do find it harder to read a pattern. But when you're like me, brought up in the era where there was no YouTube videos, there was no tutorials, you just had to read a pattern and get on with it, you know. So that's what's inside the next Crochet Now. And oh, I did find my my bunting. I found my bunting that I used to use when I went to craft fairs, and that's certainly going to be going in my craft room. And then this is Deramore's. Not sure what yarn that is. Anti-pilling double knitting. Well, that would be good because all of my sweaters pill up. But then I do mistreat them very badly, I'm sorry to say. I'm not a good advert. That's a free pattern that came with one of the... I took them all out of their envelopes, so I don't know which one it came out of, but they're nice, it's nice squares. Again, I wouldn't make the blanket, but the squares are nice. The next one I got was Crochet Essentials, and this came with a book which is Cute Toys to Knit and Crochet. So after I've made some finger puppets for my grand nephew, the book will go to somebody else because I won't be making anything out of it, although there's some really cute things. Really cute things. I mean, that puppy dog is lovely, isn't he? I dare say somebody would love this book. And that's A Night at the Circus, which is wrong because we don't like elephants in circuses. But those are amigurumi elephants. I don't like any animals in circuses. I did when I was a kid because I didn't know any better, but now I don't want to know. And that's a lady called Tracy Cold. Well, I presume she designed all these amis. I presume you have to buy the books for these. And that's Polly Dolly. I'll leave all the amigurumis to Karen and to Sean. I keep saying your name wrong, Sean, I'm sorry. That's Charlie the cat. I'm sorry if you can hear the washer, by the way. That's Friends of the Forest. It's another owl leaf. And that one's, I think it's supposed to be like the White Rabbit and Alice and things like that. It's called Curiouser and Curiouser. She looks a very skinny looking, peculiar shaped Alice, doesn't she? But never mind. Little Blue Bear. And Harold the Hippo. What on earth is that? Oh, it's an alphabet. Not very easy to understand as it says ABC. Just smiling at my baby, he's asleep. Mondays, he's always dead to the world. This one's called the Wild Bunch, that's the lion. And this one's, it's supposed to be a zebra, but it looks more like an anteater to me. And this one is, that one's a hippo. And a very peculiar looking giraffe. Then we've got the spaceman. That's going to be more like Kim, isn't it? Blue Cherub 82. She makes some space things. And those are just the moon and the stars, I presume. Not the stars, moon and the planets. some very strange looking things. I don't know what the heck them are supposed to be. Planets or UFOs, it says. UFO to my friend Sue means unfinished objects. That's what I will make out of this book. The finger puppets. That's for my great nephew. I think I told you before, he's got this theatre, like they bought him ages ago, with little curtains that draw backwards and forward. Best thing they ever bought him. He loves it. He makes up stories, makes up his own plays, and does everything like that, yeah. And this is another lady you have to buy the book for. Sashi Yoishi, whatever it is. Sorry if I butchered her name. I'm not very good with Japanese names. And that's the Fabulous Fairies. Clownfish. Got a lot in this book. That's for sure. I've got my money's worth, haven't I? That's if I was making them. And that's the Party Bunny. I'm sure I've seen something similar to that. Or maybe Kim made one, I'm not sure. Looks very familiar. And that one is Make a Splash, a fishy cushion. Tracy Triceratops. It's a very strange looking Triceratops. I much prefer the one that I think Zoe's is a Triceratops, isn't it? The one she made like all in that African flower stitch. This reminds me of Kim as well. Aliens. Her boys are into things like that. That's quite sweet, isn't it? Dotty the Fawn. Yeah, if you're into amigurumis, this is certainly a good book to buy. I think it's with this book, Crochet Essentials it was. Lovebirds. Katie Kitty Puppet. Surprisingly enough, Joseph doesn't like the proper full-size puppets. He's not keen on them. And I really don't see the point of covering a pencil, do you? It would make it harder for the child to grip. Well, this is just to tell you hints about that. And then you've got Daisy the Cow. And then that's the end of the book. That's the finger puppets again, which I want to do. Yes, I know I said I didn't like amigurumis, but they're not stuffed. They're stuffed with your finger, aren't they? The reason I got all the toys was it came free with this book, which is called Crochet Essentials. Sorry, it's a bit shiny, this book. Hope it's not glaring too badly. It's got more amigurumis and things in it. But it's also got some other things in, which is a white sweater, which I quite liked. That's all knitted, I think. Again, you get the ideas, right? I like to look at things like this to give me the ideas, you know, for colour matching, colour stuff. That one's an advert for a bag, I think. I don't think it's in the book, I think it's an advert. I've got the climbing cowl. And the coral clutch bag. Now that is what I like. It's called the cluster tunic top. But I'm not sure if it's the kind of clusters I don't like doing, but if so, I would amend. Make them into the kind of clusters that I do like doing. If you know what I mean. Happy hexes. I must say this boho-y look is catching on. Supernova scarf. Again, I wouldn't be doing it because again it's motifs stitched together. I'm alright with squares, not motifs. Oh yeah, it is the bag. cross process tote. Quite nice. I don't do many bags because they do tend to stretch a bit, don't they? You've got to line them, of course. Chic chevrons. Colour card scarf. It's all done in different things. It's alright saying it would use up your oddments, but if you don't have the right coloured oddments and they don't coordinate together, you know, you can't really do them, can you? Now they were in the booklet that came with this, weren't they? So maybe you have to go and look in the booklet to get those. They're cottontail bunnies. Again, this book's got a heck of a lot of amigurumis in. Yes, definitely the spaceman was in the other book, and the planets, and the everything else. I do like the cute little sheep. That reminds me of Erin. Gimme Yarn 418. She loves sheep for any description. Here we are again, Erin. Ephraim owls. That one, I've got that pattern actually in the book. It's called Cupcake Cardigan. So that's not new. I've seen that before, many times before. That's a cute little duck. It's sort of like a mini blanket, isn't it, that a little baby could carry around with it. They're okay unless the baby's walking. Trip over its own toes. That's got rather big ears, hasn't it? A Becky Bunny hat. It's like, here's my ears and I'm coming. And I don't... That looks too small for that child. Doesn't come down far enough to tie, does it? Sorry, my washer's going on top note now. And that's the Betsy skirt. I feel as I've been doing patterns for every one in a day. I'm not sure what that is. A mandala. Maybe you could make it into one of those like dream catchers or something. Not sure exactly what you would do with a mandala. That's a butterfly. These are placemats. Woo! In the book, placemats and coasters. And what are these? Fish, ladybirds, everything. That reminds me of Lisa Yates, Yarny Bug Lady. I'm not sure whether they're supposed to be... Oh, you're supposed to be doing yarn bombing for Easter. Like Easter eggy things. This is dog treats. It's like a blanket with little paws and everything on it. It's meant to be for your dog, the pampered pooch. This pampered pooch prefers to sleep on me or a cushion. He's got blankets, but he just doesn't use them. Patchwork pillow. Maybe he uses his blanket at home, I don't know. I made him a nice fluffy blanket, but those are mug cozies. I suppose if you're in the habit of buying a lot of these coffees, you know, that come in a little paper cup, you might need. Retro vibes, though I do like those. Wouldn't make them, but I like them, yeah. Reminds me of the things I had when I got married at first, you know. Crochet cushions and stuff. Now that is ring time throw. I made a baby's sweater with the identical squares. It had squares to the back, squares to the front and plain sleeves. Took me forever to do. This is one for Sharon. Sharon's made me two lovely wreaths, you know, that you put up at Christmas. Excuse me, I've got an itchy neck. But that's one for the spring and the summer. That's very pretty. It's learn how to do that sort of puff stitch. Know that you do these squares with. And I think we've got to the end now. We've got to the end, yeah. It's just a close-up of the blanket again. Oh, there's a hexy necklace, which I'm sorry, but I don't care for that. They have to be nice crochet necklaces before I really like them. That's showing the sheep again. Right, that's it, what I've got for today. I could have gone to the post office actually, because it's actually stopped raining now, but as it's 5 o'clock, it's too late to go to the post office now. Everybody's coming home from work, and I think the post office closes either at 5 or 5:30. But if it was 5, it's too late, and if it was 5:30, I still haven't got time to get up there in time. No sign of my new scooter yet. Well, he did say he was coming when it was a nice day, and we've really not had one. But I will ring him up and remind him someday. My little mascot is, I don't know whether you can see him, he's there. Ooh, he's there on his cushion, sleeping away. I told you it's Monday. I have now got to do some washing of the dishes. I was dreadful yesterday. I didn't even get up till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was so tired. That's Shan's fault though. She does these live hangouts on a Saturday night, and we all sit there and we're typing away to each other, and that, and the time just whizzes past. And I think, I'm not going to stay this long. I'm not going to stay this long today. And I do, of course. So by the time and then I started talking to a lady in the Philippines. I'll talk to you about that other lady in the Philippines as well. It's not Rose, it's another lady I've got. And she's a crochet designer. And I will show you, I've not printed them off yet, but I bought one pattern from her. And you get this other pattern that comes free with it, because it's the same stitch. So, I haven't printed it off, so I can't show it yet. But if you want to know what it looks like, if you go to my Urban Gypsy Facebook page, you will see where it is. And the pattern's really inexpensive. I mean, really. When you consider you get this poncho, a lacy poncho, and you also get the top as well for this, for the same price. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw the price. I thought, oh my goodness, that is so cheap. She's got some other nice designs as well. She's got a little bolero-y top thing I'm going to get later. And quite a lot of the ones she's got are free, actually. Some of the other things she's got. She's got quite a lot of patterns. She's on Ravelry. It's Fatima, I think it's Lassey, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. L-A-S-E-Y. But if you look on my Facebook page, you'll see the link to her Ravelry. So I'm quite looking forward to starting that. I have other things in the pipeline I should be starting, but I'm very much, if I'm in the mood to do it, I want to do it, and I want to do it quickly. If I have to do it and I'm not in the mood for it, I do it very slowly. So, I'm just weird. This is why I'm very bad at doing orders, because I just am. I haven't answered a query, and all the lady asked me what size a red sweater was, and I'm thinking, I don't have a red sweater. But maybe her monitor's showing an orange one or a pink one as a different colour. But if you want to know any of the sizes of anything that I've crocheted that's for sale, it's in my Etsy shop. I try to measure everything. I put underarm measurements, down measurements, every measurement. So if you're watching the lady who wanted the red sweater, I'm not sure which one you mean, because it's pink, I think. I don't think I've got a red one at all. But anyway, the measurements should be on the Etsy page. I think that's all I've got to say. Going to the hospital tomorrow. It's about my knee and my hip. I don't know why I bother, because I know what they'll say. Come back when you've lost weight. Wonderful. I think duct tape's the only answer. I don't eat much. I don't eat big meals. I don't eat an awful lot. But I hold my hand up. I am guilty of eating the wrong things. Like just before, I've been sucking a sweetie, but it was a mint. And I knew my mouth was feeling a bit dry and everything. So the medication I take, it makes my mouth very, very dry. And unless I've got a water with me or something and I'm swigging on water, I just put a clear mint in my mouth so that I could stop my mouth going dry. But of course now the mint's gone and my teeth are furry even though they've been cleaned. My mouth just sticks to my teeth. It's a horrible sensation. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I've got no saliva ducts at the bottom. I've got them at the sides, but none at the bottom here. They investigated it years back and they decided that I'd never been born with any. They were not there. They're just not there. So they can't open them up because there's nothing to open up because they're not there. So in theory I should never have a watery mouth and I shouldn't be drooling. That's another little thing I've got to look forward to in old age, isn't it, you know? There's a lot of things you've got to look forward to in old age, like not. Oh dear, what have I done now? I've scratched my leg and it's now bleeding. Oh. I get told off, you see, when I go to the hospital now because they'll say, shouldn't have things like that on your legs because they start bleeding and that, you know, could get infection in them because I'm diabetic. But because I'm diabetic, it takes such a long time to heal. And then they itch, you see, and I scratch them, and then what happens is I feel that my trouser leg's getting wetter and wetter because the darn thing's bleeding. So I've rolled my trouser leg up now. Yeah, my appointment, oh God, first thing tomorrow morning. Wow. I don't do mornings. Really don't do mornings at all. As you would know if you went into my kitchen because my breakfast things are still there. It's what, 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I've not washed my breakfast things yet. I really need a dishwasher. People say, oh, you wouldn't use a dishwasher, or dishwashers don't get them as clean. And I'm thinking, yes, I would like a dishwasher. If they don't get them as clean, I'll rinse the little bits off, but I hate washing up. I have to put loads of hand cream on because whichever washing up liquid I choose, I itch. I have to use unscented things on my hair and my body because I itch. It's terrible to be afflicted with psoriasis, isn't it, and eczema and itchy things. I mean, that's what happened with my leg. If you saw me bend down before, I had this itch. I itched it, and then of course now it's bleeding. Blood is running down my leg. Sorry if that's too much information. But I've now got two divots in my leg. Yes, so that's all that's come. I've got some more wool to come, but I don't know when that's coming. More yarn, I should say. It's not wool. I looked up all this Wondercraft or whatever it is, these new cakes that's supposed to be coming out. And Woolcraft I think is having Karen cakes. But I decided that I really liked the texture of the ice cakes. And when I worked it out, I think they must have reduced the price because I don't remember paying as least as I'm paying now, you know, paid last time. So I've got 4 different colours coming in that. Still haven't blocked the shawls. Nowhere to put the blocking boards. Oh. It's like a catalogue of excuses with me. Not being able to take any photographs because it's not stopped raining. Here I am again, moaning my knee. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the